And on the subject of yapping away, I wanted to share with you something top secret, something very personal to me, something that I hope you will give me some time to go through and that you won't laugh at me about and you won't call me a loser for sharing with you. My New Year's resolution for 2025. Yay! So, this is my New Year's resolution for 2025 that I am looking to do in 2025. Now, most of you will know I am quite like goal orientated and stuff. Sometimes I don't hit all of them, but I like to have a list of goals that I'm trying to aim to hit for the majority of the month, the year, whatever it may be. For me personally, it gives me a rough framework to kind of work with. I'm a little bit of a wild boy. I can go a little bit crazy, so I do need to have safeguards, railings, whatever to kind of keep me, on the straight and narrow. And I feel like sometimes these New Year's resolutions, they kind of act that way, because they kind of are the little voice in the back of my head that's kind of telling me to behave or to chill out or to not go too crazy or not peak too early. So these are the things I kind of try and do to kind of keep me on the straight and narrow. So the first thing that I'm trying to do, or that I'm going to do, again, your words have action, your actions have words. The thing that I'm going to do in the new year is as follows. Read 4 books per month, stream every day on both channels, 1,000 members on Random Show, 500 members on Taz, cycle run 30 miles per week, £190 by April, currently 250, and 1 times 2 hour DJ live stream per week, learn German and Spanish. Those are what I'm going through. Now I'm going to go through them one by one. Read 4 books per month, easy. I've done that in the past. Basically, the year before last, I was reading a minimum of 4 books per month. You've seen some of my book recommendations or uploads I've shared on social media. I've posted some of them on my blog that I don't really update at the moment. I think it's like defaultgoon.wordpress.com. Check that out if you want to. Generally I'm a good reader, fast reader. I retain a lot of information and shit, so that shouldn't be an issue. And also I'm reading stuff within my kind of, it's a bit easier when you're reading stuff within your interest. So it's not exactly like I'm reading Nietzsche every month. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a little more easier for me to kind of get through that, so that won't be an issue. Streaming every day on both channels also won't be an issue. Now that I'm unemployed, I have less of a time constraint in terms of where I have to be at a certain time, so that gives me more time to kind of do stuff. But of course, with more time comes more time to procrastinate, comes time to be to overanalyze, to be paralyzed by analysis and shit. So there can be a lot of issues along that path. So I'm going to try to keep my eye on the prize and make sure I just stream. And the streaming is going to be, I'm going to keep it fairly easy. It's going to be minimum viable dose. So 1 hour of live streaming on each channel is easy. I can knock that out. I'm already waffling as much as it is now. If I do 1 hour per day, it's easy. I can bang it out. And then of course I'll also help both channels to get hopefully a lot more views, maybe get the subscriptions up, the memberships up, all that good shit, right? Cool, no problem. Members on Random Show 1,000 is a bit of a stretch goal. It's a bit mad, but I'm aiming for it just because why not? So let's see how that goes. Maybe I'll hit it during the end of the month for this kind of what you call it. I guess it's kind of a subathon, but not really. That may have happened. You never know. If it doesn't happen, cool. I'm happy with 500. I'm happy with 3. Happy with 2. Happy with 1. Don't really give a fuck. 500 members on Taz. Again, this is very dependent if I get remonetized. I'm hoping I do. In a couple of weeks I should find out if I can get this channel remonetized again. So far it's been demonetized for like, I think 6 months, maybe more than 6 months. It feels like Taz has been demonetized for maybe more than 6 months, which is kind of brutal, to be fair, because I don't think I'd say too wild a thing on here. I don't think I'm that wild compared to other people who get demonetized, but it is what it is. The game is a game. So let's see how that goes. And then cycle run 30 miles per week is also fairly easy for me to do. Just recently, actually, I did what happened recently. Recently I had to go to central London and I ended up cycling, there and back home. And essentially it was like 9 miles each way, kind of like 20 miles. So I did it in the day, and I'm now cycling at least a minimum of like 6 miles per day as well, which is super easy to do. So I'm easily going to get to be able to do that, plus whatever training I'm doing, sprints, relays, whatever, that's going to be easier to achieve. I could probably split it up, but let's just keep it all in one for the new year. £190 by April, currently 250. So the lowest I got weight wise last year was about 241, I think, the lowest. No, was it 241? Maybe 241 might be the lowest I got last year. And this, when I weighed myself today, I think I was at 248, 249. So, and then I think the last time that I did this properly was maybe 20 what? 2020 maybe? 2020? About that 2020 might be the last time I did this properly, and I got down to about 210. So 190 is going to be a bit of a stretch, because I think the lowest I've ever been was 185, and that was like in 2017. I went from like 260 to 185, and I think I did that over the course of like 6 months, I think. But I did that crazy too. I was like, I think that was when I was working retail, so I'm moving all the time. I think I was also running a bunch. I was doing a lot of half marathons and shit, and 10Ks and 5Ks. So I was I was more active back then than I was now. Even though I cycle a lot more and I go to the gym consistently, I think just in general with the work I was doing and just the life I was living, I was always up and down and shit. And I'm sure all the fucking drugs I was doing back then too probably helped to keep all the weight off. So I'm not, as much on it as I was back then. But yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be a tough one to do. But I'm aiming for it this April to do it. Obviously only aiming for April because April's my birthday kind of month and stuff. Doesn't matter what day it is, so don't bother asking because I don't fucking celebrate birthdays. But just to kind of something to aim for. 1-2 hour plus DJ live stream per week. Again, that's just a kind of a thing that I want to do. It should be per month, really, to be fair. I did fuck up. It should be per month. It shouldn't be per week. But because I wrote it there, I'm just gonna have to do it. It should have been per month, because I'm planning to do stuff at Pirate Studios, but I'll just do stuff at home with my fucking MIDI controller and go from there. And then of course I'll do one big one in the month at Pirate Studios, and then learn German and Spanish is mostly because I'm planning to go to Berlin quite often this year, especially now that I have a job. I can kind of afford to go a lot more often. Well, no, in terms of time wise, I'd have to keep asking for holiday, so I can probably afford to do like one a month. So if I'm going to do one a month, I want to have a little bit of German, under my belt and stuff, just to kind of, help me go to the shops and all that sort of madness and shit, just understand little stuff people say in the grocery store, because German's the only language, I think, in all the European languages, in all the main European languages, sorry, the Francophone ones, which I don't know anything of. I don't even know, zero. Like, when people are saying minor things in restaurants or bars, I have no idea what they're talking about, and it looks super crazy. So I want to just have a little understanding of that, pleasantries, how to ask for a drink, directions, what times a shop open or close, like just standard things. It's nothing too crazy. And in Spanish, I've got an okay, decent base on that I can build on. And that's, again, just kind of learning that kind of every day as we go by and stuff. And I'm obviously doing that as a mixture of Duolingo, and I've also got some books as well that I'm currently going through. So that's the list at the moment. Again, a very busy one, loads of stuff on there. I know some people will probably think it's impossible to do, but I'm a big fan of, throwing myself in the deep end and doing really crazy goals that don't make any sense and shit, and this is one of them. So anxious to see how it plays out, eager to get through it. I think I'm going to get through a lot more of it than people think. I think I'm going to be able to surprise myself and others, but again, I'm not really in competition to surprise others, more so just to kind of see how much cool shit I can do in the year. So looking forward to checking in again this time next year, and you're gonna see what one. We will see what one. Okay, we will see what one. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's go. Yeah, big up my guy Fashion Road, man. I was actually late because I was actually on his stream. I should have been focused on my shit, but I was too engrossed in Fashion Road man stream. So if you're a fan of fashion and all that malarkey, I really do recommend, please if you can, check out Fashion Road, man. He's fucking brilliant. But I'm sure some of you guys already know who he is already, but he's absolutely brilliant. Really good community over there, and loads of good shit to check out if you are a fan of the old fashions.